In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Galaxy Tab S10 FE. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. We have the brand new Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 FE. This is essentially a mid-range tablet. It's just a few steps above the Galaxy A9 Plus, and hopefully we're going to see a new iteration of that very, very soon. But this is essentially a mid-range tablet. You can find this at Best Buy and Amazon.com. I did purchase this from Best Buy yesterday, and I actually got it on sale for only $449. So we're going to get into this right now. Before we do that though, we're going to go over some specifications. We have an 8,000 milliamp battery inside of here. We have either an 8 or 12 gigabyte of RAM version, depending on which one you get. 128 gigabytes of internal storage. We have the Exynos 1580 inside this device now instead of the Exynos 1380 from last year. And because of that, we got a boost in the GPU. So we have the Xclipse 540 now inside of here. This is going to be a 1440 by 2304 resolution tablet. Of course, this is going to be full HD, IPS LCD, 90 hertz refresh rate, and it's going to be 10.9 inches. Without further ado though, let's go ahead and open up this tablet. Alright, so as you guys can see, very thin box right here, so we're not going to have the charger inside of here. And we have a pretty thin tablet right here as well. So we'll go ahead and put that to the side. Do note, they do have an S Pen inside of here. Beautiful to see this. So for any of the students out there that are in art or animation, or you're just in school, this is probably something good to draw, to make some art, to take some notes and stuff like that. Beautiful that they have the S Pen inside of here. That's definitely a game changer compared to some other mid-range tablets out there. Inside of our little accessories box is our USB Type-C to USB Type-C data cable. We have a SIM ejector tool in the back of this little accessory box. And of course, we have our quick start guide and terms and conditions. But that is everything that's in the box. Alright y'all, let's go ahead and open up this tablet. This does come in either silver, gray, or blue, and I did opt for the gray color right here. And the gray color actually looks quite nice, so not too much branding on here. Of course, we have the Samsung logo on the top left side right there, depending on how you're holding this device. We also have a singular lens on the back of this tablet as well, and this is extremely cold to the touch, so this is all made out of titanium metal and of course glass. We also have this design on the back as well that actually looks pretty cool. Reminds me of like Tron and stuff like that, the little clothing that they wore. But this is how the tablet looks. So bottom of the device right here, we have our USB Type-C port. To the right of that, we have our speaker. On the right side of this device, we have two noise canceling mics. We have our power button that doubles as our fingerprint sensor. Below that, we have our volume up and down rocker. And below that, of course, that is our noise canceling mic. Top of the tablet, we have another speaker up here. We have another noise canceling mic. And of course, we have a SIM tray right there. And the great thing about this tablet, guys, is you can actually expand the storage. So it's great to see that we can expand the storage, I believe, up to 2 terabytes. So nice to see that we have a dedicated micro SD card slot. And of course, on the left side of this device, we are going to have where we can put our accessories, such as keyboards, covers, and of course, our pencil right here. And that's just going to stick to the side of this device via magnet. Solid magnet right there. It's not anything crazy, but it's definitely going to keep the pencil in place. So great that we have that on here. All right, everyone, so the display actually looks pretty nice. Of course, these are what the bezels are going to look like on this device. Kind of thick bezels, to be quite honest. I don't know why they're getting thicker on tablets. I guess people just need a little bit more room to hold the tablet. But overall, display looks good. Let's go ahead and click start. I do actually have to set up this tablet, so I'll be back in a second and I'll take you through the steps of this right now. And of course, as you guys can see, the S Pen is working as we hover over each of these. So that's pretty cool. Huge S Pen right here. This is going to be great for the artists out there. All right, everyone, so we are finally in the tablet, as you guys can see, and this is how it looks. We have our SmartThings application loaded up right here. We have Netflix loaded on this device as well. We have a couple widgets over here. We do have circle to search and other AI features inside of here as well, if you guys would like to utilize those, so that's great to see. The great thing about this device is that we actually have 7 years of operating system updates. So that's definitely a huge highlight about this tablet, but this is how the tablet's looking so far. Of course, we have our app drawer when we swipe up. This display looks really great though. It definitely looks really, really decent. I was hoping to see 120 hertz, but 90 hertz is going to be more than enough for the majority of people out there. I don't think it's going to be a big deal that this is only 90 hertz right here. When we go into our drop down bar menu, of course, we have our smart things, nearby devices, our smart view, and we have things like DeX that we'll get into in a second. We also have auto rotate, airplane mode, power saving, we have multi-control, Dolby Atmos, camera share, and we have a native screen recorder inside of here as well, and we have some Dolby Atmos for the speakers in this device as well. So this is how we're looking so far. I do want to get into the cameras in a second, so we'll go to that. But just going through the UI, this is very, very smooth and fluid. No huge issues right here. I do also want to show you guys the fingerprint sensor on this device as well, so we'll go ahead and show you that. Let's go ahead and test this out though. So as you guys can see, it's a pretty quick fingerprint sensor. I was hoping that we were going to have a fingerprint sensor in the display, but overall this is not too bad at all. So that's how that works. Let's go ahead and take a picture on this tablet. So this is how the picture looked on the tablet, and honestly doesn't look too bad. I'll pop it on the screen here for you guys. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad at all. We have some nice colors inside of here, some decent clarity. And again, the single rear facing camera is going to be a 13 megapixel f2.0 aperture wide angle camera. This also has best face on this device as well. Great to see that. And we can shoot up to 4K at 30 frames per second on this tablet as well when it comes to video. We also have portrait mode on here as well. As you guys can see, we have our video mode that we can go up to 4K at 30 frames per second. We have our more section right here where we have our pro mode, we have our pro video, night mode, food, panorama, hyperlapse, and we have single take inside of here as well. So that's all of the good stuff we have inside of here. We can also change our aspect ratio and a bunch of other stuff like that. But the last couple things I want to do on this tablet is go ahead and take a look at those speakers, and of course take a look at the display when watching videos and movies and stuff like that. Let's get into that right now. All right, everyone, so we have NCS booted up right here, non-copyright sounds. We're going to go ahead and play a song on here and test out these speakers to see how good they are. All right, everyone, so speakers sound very, very clear and bassy on this device. They sound great. They sound really, really great. I was very, very surprised of how clear these speakers were. Yeah, you guys are going to have a great experience on this. Of course, there's a speaker at the bottom and a speaker at the top of this tablet, so we are going to have that stereo Dolby Atmos experience on here, and it's going to sound exceptional. It sounds really, really good. Next up, we're going to be testing out the video on this display. And of course, you can actually watch this in 2160p. So we're going to go ahead and check that out right now and see how this 4K video looks on this tablet. So yeah, guys, color and clarity look great on this. I feel like anybody that gets this device is going to have a great time watching movies, TV shows, scrolling through social media, watching YouTube videos. It's going to be a great time on here. Everything looks pretty exceptional, especially for the price tag of $449. Even $499, this display looks pretty solid. Also, for any of you that have had previously cheaper tablets, there are no spots that have bad angles on this tablet, so every single angle looks great on here. And last but not least, if you guys are students or you guys would like to do your work on the go, we actually do have DeX inside of here, so you guys are basically going to be able to use this tablet as a full laptop, which is beautiful to see right here. So as you guys can see, you have that full desktop type of mode right here, and you can connect a keyboard, you can connect a mouse, ton of different other accessories out here. Of course, you can kind of use it that way if you guys do not have a laptop. So definitely one of the cooler features on here, and it's great to see that Samsung is putting DeX on these more affordable tablets out here. So yeah guys, that was the Galaxy Tab S10 FE. I'm really enjoying this tablet so far. It does offer some great stuff in here. Of course, we've seen some improvements on the CPU and GPU side. We now have the X-Clips 540, so a lot more GPU power inside of here, especially for the people that are doing gaming on here. We also have Exynos 1580 inside of here instead of 1380, so a 4nm chip. We also have 128 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM. We can expand our storage up to, I believe, a couple terabytes on this as well. And we have 7 years of operating system updates. Speakers sound good, display looks great, and can't really complain for that $449 price tag. Even if it is $499, I think that's pretty solid as well. But I think Samsung made a very nice premium mid-range tablet right here that a lot of people are going to enjoy. So this was just my mere unboxing and first impressions on this device. However, I am very much enjoying this device so far. But if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Hopefully you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. This has been Safan from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.